Call of Duty Modern Warfare has been seeing a whole bunch of weird controversies lately. Journalists saying that it's going to get censored, the developers saying it's not going to get censored, YouTubers freaking out because they think that people want to pander to political correctness and don't want to be politically incorrect. I don't think people understand any of this stuff properly. Everybody's like throwing stones from their side of the fence. So I decided to do a video on it and kind of focus on the question, should Call of Duty be censored? That's it. I'd love your guys' opinions. Make sure that you join in the comment section underneath that like button and go through the description. We've got a whole lot of sponsors on this channel, and one of the best ways to help support the channel is following the links and picking up some of those products. Also, don't forget, if you guys want to be a part of the conversation, we live stream on Twitch on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. We play Overwatch, we play Call of Duty. It's a variety stream. If you guys want to be a part of it, make sure that you hit us up there. So what's actually going on? For those of you who've been following the Call of Duty Modern Warfare news, towards the end of the year, we're getting a brand new Call of Duty, and it's kind of like a reimagining of Modern Warfare. If you've ever played COD 4, a huge focus of how they designed the campaign is to kind of reiterate how terrible war is. War is not like a fun experience. It's this really rough, gray, it's not cops and robbers, kind of like movies make you feel, and games have a very unique space to help dig into those emotions. It's this interactive space, and Call of Duty 4 kind of did that really well. I remember leaving that game thinking on many missions, I'm glad this is not me fighting. A lot of war games glamorize what it's like to be a soldier, and I think it's a little misleading and untrue compared to real warfare. I know a lot of people are thinking like, come on God, of course, war sucks, but it's not clear actually, and a lot of these games make it look like you're some crazy hero, but they're focusing the narrative on telling this very gritty, I hate that word, real story about what warfare is like, and they're trying their best to do that, and I applaud Infinity Ward for that. That is great. But a lot of content creators are accusing journalists of saying that the campaign is just too intense, that Call of Duty should censor what's going on there, Activision are in the wrong. I'm not 100% sure that's necessarily what's actually happening. I haven't read those articles. I've watched a lot of videos about people's opinions. But the phrase that a lot of people are throwing around is the PC police, or politically incorrect, or politically correct. And I don't think a lot of people understand what it means to be politically correct. So what does politically incorrect mean? Well, I went to the dictionary, and here we go. According to the Collins Dictionary definition, politically correct. If you say that someone is politically correct, you mean that they are extremely careful not to offend or upset any group of people in society who have a disadvantage or have been treated differently because of their sex, race, or disability. One of the most helpful ways I like to look at this is if you look at the reverse of that definition. To be politically incorrect is to be disrespectful. Respecting somebody that's been discriminated against isn't a bad thing. And I don't think that that's what Call of Duty is doing. In fact, I think it's doing pretty much the opposite. For half of the campaign, you play in the Middle East as other soldiers in a fictional country. It's a whole nother perspective of war, which we don't often get from a Western war game. Obviously, the game starts, from those who've been following the footage, in Piccadilly Circus. This drama happens out there. British soldiers try to take out these terrorists. And as what it seems, a direct consequence of their actions, British soldiers end up in the Middle East and kill a family. You play a girl that's left behind, one of the daughters of the family, which is horrifying, but a real part of warfare. A part of warfare that people don't like to talk about. And Call of Duty is going there. It's going to be shocking, it's going to be visceral, and it's going to be important. That's an important perspective of war that we don't think about when we think about war games. Is it being disrespectful to people that are marginalized or have previously had a disadvantage? No, completely the opposite. People that are underrepresented in these titles are getting representation and also having their stories told, because warfare is a complex deal. It's not this two-dimensional binary experience that you can put on in a video game, and anybody that thinks that they can play a war game and not be political doesn't understand that war is inherently political. It's the reason war exists. We don't go to warfare because it's fun. And putting a magnifying glass on the politics and the atrocities of war is an extremely exciting narrative opportunity to tell war how it really is. This boils down to perspective, right? This boils down to the intention of what the developers are doing. I don't think they're doing things insensitively. They're going to be showing a lot of insensitive material, but are probably going to be doing it in a very sensitive way. Infinity Ward have done this in the past very cleverly and carefully. We've had Call of Duty 4. All of those missions were really thought out. One of the standout missions in my head was the AC-130 mission in Call of Duty 4. I've spoken about this in another video. I'm going to include it in the cards in the top right hand corner of this video. I think it's this one. When you're operating a gun on an AC-130 in the clouds, out of sight, out of earshot from a lot of the soldiers on the ground, and you're just mowing them down, they do not have a chance. And to make that experience more shocking, remember this is like the onset of like drone warfare. It's scary stuff. You have the pilot congratulating you from the cockpit in the most nonchalant way, going,
"Yeah, good kill. I see lots of little pieces down there."
It's dirty. It makes you feel ugly. It makes you feel bad for participating in this space. And that was like over a decade ago. Then of course we had No Russian, which was very shocking, but I think was done very well for a game, especially of that time, where you play an undercover CIA operative and you enter a airport and you basically fire into a crowd of civilians, which is hectic. It is a hectic thing to witness and to see. And to experience as a player, because you are literally participating. This isn't a movie about terrorism. You are put in the feet of a terrorist. You see the cowardice of what it's like to be a terrorist in those moments, how cowardly they're behaving, and also a taste of how devastating that experience must be for the people around them, how hopeless those victims are. We're 10 years on, there's a lot of dialogue about politics and what it means to have a message in video games or in culture or on social media. And with Infinity War having had all that experience, having that as the main focus, that as the magnifying glass, means that they've only sharpened and harnessed those narrative skills. And I really, really hope that they do this well. I think that we should let them. Politically incorrect is not the same as provocative. This is going to be a provocative game, but I don't think it's going to be politically incorrect. I think it's going to reveal things about war which we don't want to see, which we choose to ignore, but maybe we should confront. And what better way to confront it than in a video game about war, where you are behind the driver's seat. It's going to be unsettling, but if they want to make it real, it should be unsettling. They're doing something wrong if warfare is not unsettling. So should Call of Duty be censored? I say no. It depends on what they're trying to say and how they're trying to say it. If it was a game that was pro-war, pro-violence, I'd say, yeah, censor it. I don't have a problem with that. Get it out of the mainstream media. Just don't let kids play that. I'm happy with society ignoring the prospect that violence is fun. It's not. It's horrifying and it affects people around you. If their intention is to highlight the atrocities of war, they're doing the right thing. I think media is going to be really upset. I think we're going to have a lot of people at Fox News really angry at this game. I don't think, with honest intentions, that Call of Duty should be censored. Guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you have any opinions, again, jump into the comments below. I want to hear what you guys have to say. I'm very excited for Call of Duty. If you guys want to pre-order the game, by the way, use links in my description below. It really helps my channel out. I hope you guys like this brand new format. This is a new format that we've got on the channel. I'm really proud of it. I think we can do a lot with this. I think it's still personal. If you guys have a problem with it, let me know. I'll see you guys in another video next week. We're going to be doing a ton of stuff. And the channel is going through a little bit of a revamp right now, which I'm really excited about. And then don't forget to catch us on Twitch, twitch.tv/Hinds. The link is in the description. Happy Call of Dutying. Call of Dutying. Happy Call of Dutying.
Why you be all on my line about nothing? Why won't you go get you $1 or something? Don't hang with a nigga who lying for nothing. I see that we different, you riding, I double. I don't do discussions on bragging about hundreds. Don't go to your places, I know that they sunken. Don't call me your brother, I barely could trust it. I talked to a shorty, she bagging the bugging.